Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And my question of today is, if you were to wake up with $1,000,000 tomorrow, what would be the first thing that you'd buy, or invest in, or give away, whatever? Let me know in the comment section down below, because I'm really wondering if you guys would invest that money into crypto, or buy yourself a home, or buy yourself a car, or things like that. And if you answer, I think I would also get to know you guys a little bit better. And I just want to briefly say I appreciate all the comments, all the likes you guys have been giving me. You guys are amazing. Having said that, today I want to quickly take a little bit of a look at BIS as a start. And now BIS, of course, is the Bank of International Settlements, and I want to take a little bit of a look at that. So XRP Crypto Quebec posted on Twitter earlier today. Bank of International Settlements BIS found on the Executive Order 6102 document to confiscate gold in 1933. So I believe that most members from this channel have seen this document before. Under Executive Order of the President 1933, all persons are required to deliver on or before May 1st, 1933, all gold coin, all gold bullion, and all gold certificates, now owned by them, to a Federal Reserve Bank, branch, or agency, or to any member of the Federal Reserve System. Which is definitely quite an interesting statement. We've talked about that before on the channel. Criminal penalties for violation of executive order: $10,000 fine or 10 years imprisonment, or both, as provided in Section 9 of the order. And mind you, this is 100 years ago, and thus $10,000 was quite a lot more than it is today. Think about that for a split second as well. But you might be wondering, okay, that's cool and all, but where's the BIS part? Where's the Bank of International Settlements? It is right here in Section C. And by the way, guys, I'm not a perfect English speaker. It's not my main language. And I try to make up what word this is, but I just don't know. But let's read. Gold coin and bullion, car marked. You can check it here if you guys know what it is. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm assuming it's like car marked, but maybe it's carniarked. I tried, guys. Or held in trust for recognized foreign government or foreign central bank of the Bank for International Settlements. Or again, what it kind of means here, what it kind of shows is that, again, let's check. Bank of International Settlements and Ripple. All right, what it kind of shows is a lot of theories that people have been putting in for this gold confiscation having some connection to the way that XRP is handling things right now is not necessarily valid, but can now be a little bit more justified because there are so many connections which put it together. Keep in mind, once more, there is, in my opinion, still a little bit of a chance that central governments or a lot of these big guys, these big organizations, will want to do something against crypto. Now, will they target XRP? I don't really think so. Will they target crypto? It could be so. And basically what's going to happen then is they'll ask you to either get rid of crypto, or they'll ban it, or something along those lines. Same thing can happen for gold once more. The only problem is we've become a lot more mobile. We've become a lot more, I guess, online and a lot more secretive with that type of stuff. Even though, again, secretive might not be the right term to use because, I mean, all your information is public. But we've become a lot more mobile in a sense that it's really, really, really a lot more difficult to find somebody's gold now than it was 100 years ago. Right, you can definitely hide it a lot easier, in my opinion, than back in the day. And another part is with cryptocurrency, who's going to ever prove you have that money? The only way they can catch you is if you ever use it in your name. But they can't really catch you with having it, so they can never really ask you to give it in. Now, where people connect dots sometimes between this BIS and Ripple, that's kind of set in here. This is from a year ago or so. Let's dig into the Bank of International Settlements and their connection to Ripple. So it's not thing new for BIS. What I just showed you guys here is BIS talking about different crypto, in which you can see it's not like they are, not familiar with crypto at all or anything like that. Here they mentioned Ripple 3 times, and only this little crypto document. They've mentioned Ripple tons of times in a lot of their reports before. Here's another article. BIS, decline in correspondent banking, pushing people to use crypto so they know that crypto is going to be used more as the banking sector is a little bit uncertain or anything along those lines. Digital currency market is booming worldwide. IBM, Ripple, Rubix by Deloitte, Accenture, Distributed Ledger Technologies. This is a sample WordPress theme. Is the most simple one. I don't know why I have this one open right now. Let's skip that one first a little second. Let's read into this one. We know that the Bank of International Settlements is king of the castle. Fun fact, if you guys know anything about the bearable ghoul theories and things like that, you know what is the name? Yeah, bearable ghoul 1 through 3 and theories like that. It's pretty fun to see that this king of the castle and things like that. That's what they often talk about. And I think that's also why he put it that way, but okay. We know that the Bank of International Settlements has been against crypto for the longest time. That's interesting. We also know that Brad Garlinghouse was just at a high-up advisory board where the general manager of the BIS, Augustin Carton, was in attendance. Or maybe it's Augustin Carstens. I don't even know. Let's first start out with, who is the BIS? The BIS is an international financial institution owned by central banks which fosters international monetary and financial cooperation and serves a bank for central banks. The BIS carries out its work through its meetings, programs, and through the Basel process, hosting international groups pursuing global finance stability, and you guys, I think, get a little bit of what it's doing. The BIS is based in Switzerland, where was Brad Garlinghouse just spotted at the Swiss National Bank Conference. Who was in attendance at the Swiss National Bank Conference? No other than the general manager of the BIS, Augustin Carstens. But why is the BIS so important? The BIS mission is to serve central banks. What is the purpose of central banks around the world? A central bank's main function and purpose are to supervise and regulate banks and financial institutions, implement monetary policy, maintain healthy levels of inflation and employment, and issue and monitor currency and aid the government in financial payment services. If the BIS gets on board with crypto, XRP, and they see a real use case, which we kind of know from different parts that they do, and they see the impact XRP can have on the world, the floodgates will open. Let's face it, if the BIS gives the okay on digital assets, all central banks around the world will have the approval to go out and find a digital asset and a use case. What are the biggest pain points in the banks? Settlement. Why is the one and only digital asset that can solve this issue? Or what is? XRP. The IMF is Christine Lagarde. Keep putting Ripple, yada, yada, yada. We also know about the IMF and Christine Lagarde noticing that international cross-border payments or international remittances is definitely something that's on the pipeline, and that these transactions will most likely within the shortest time become free. Eventually they will definitely become free because they have to. Like information is being spread right now, it's completely free. I guess using the internet will cost you something, but in the end, it's not the information you're really paying for anymore. If you guys get me, you're just paying for an internet connection. Whatever you do with that, you may decide all the way for yourself. And yeah, they want to do the same kind of thing for payments, where they say it should be free eventually. I mean, in a system like this that we're having right now, it's still possible for people to pay for it, but at one point, it's really not going to be the normal. Like, it's really not going to be the normal, but all right. BIS, decline in correspondent banking, pushing people to use crypto. Yes, it is no joke. We've been talking more and more about articles like this that have already been out there for a little second, but let's see here. Yesterday, the Bank of International Settlements, which is owned by 60 central banks, published a report into crypto banking relationships used for cross-border payments. Over the past 7 years, correspondent banking relationships have declined by almost 20%. Benoit Couret, chairman of the Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructure, noted that this may push people to use shadow payment services such as crypto. And even though he most likely meant it more in a negative sense, it's actually a positive thing. Because basically what he's kind of hinting towards is that if the current system kind of falls apart, if all we're doing right now, doesn't really work well or anything along those lines, people will use crypto. What do we get from this though? Is that if the system fails, people will head over to crypto. But what do we know from XRP? Well, if the banking system prospers, if it does good, people, or at least those banks, will more so need XRP because, well, if they're doing well, eventually they're going to stagnate if they don't innovate. And some integration like XRP could definitely help them get a little bit of an advantage in the market because they're ahead of the competition. And what is the competition going to do? They're going to follow along. And the way that this is connected to each other is because the BIS has already known and has said before that a lot of people or institutions will most likely switch over to crypto if, like here said in the title and in different sectors, if things don't really change. And there's a couple ways to change, and one of them could, for example, involve Ripple, right? And it's not to say that it's just a one-way street where it's like, okay, the only way that people use crypto is if things go bad. No, there's also kind of the middle ground where we know that the BIS is so heavy and busy with, I guess, just arranging everything. And of course, this article is just to show you guys that the BIS has been here for a very long while, and they know about some radical changes. They know about some radical changes. They're here for those things, and they are definitely not afraid to get some heavy controversy going around, and the BIS will definitely be involved in that. But also, they have all the power and they have the connections. The point, the connections are made. In my opinion, it's just a matter of time. We all know things are going to be free. We all know that they and others have recognized that crypto is the future, at least a part of that, and that a lot of guys will get into it, if you guys get me. And with a lot of guys, well, actually, we only need one. And it's just the BIS. If they say it's go time, or if they give the thumbs up, we're over and done for. It's all on autopilot from that point on. Brown Crypto Kid posted on Twitter, Ripple's senior director of SA and clients, including Visa's new X1 credit card. Now ask yourself this, am I blind or am I choosing to be blind? And I have actually no idea what he was trying to say. I'm only guessing he meant this little X right here, which does look a lot like XRP's logo. But yeah, in my opinion, it's just an X. You know, I don't really think there's I don't really think there's too much to this. And even if there is, it doesn't really utilize XRP in any way, shape, or form. Like here, Lord Vendetta says, "Nah, you are not blind, but it has nothing to do with XRP," which is, in my opinion, the point. He says, "Do you know here that the X is copyrighted?" I don't actually know how the copyright works there either. And even if so, right? Even if it were to be copyrighted, they can still license it, most likely. And then last but not least, it's like, well, what if they use the logo on that card? What then? You know, you can always make your own Visa cards if you want to. The only thing is that maybe this is an official credit card. I actually don't know, guys. I don't know too much about Visa's new X1 credit card. I just maybe thought maybe this is just a company that wanted to make credit cards with that logo on top of there. Because I mean, Binance also has their cards, right? A lot of companies have their own cards. So if you just want a new card, what's the point? And here this is Richard Bell, Senior Director of Strategic Accounts at Ripple. A creative entrepreneur, I'm passionate about conceptualizing, wow. Developing and delivering next-gen products that succeed in positioning startup and blue-chip payments, banking, mobile, and telecom organizations at the forefront of their industry. While traveling worldwide, I have enjoyed the opportunity to forge collaborative relationships with multinational clients and create the pathways to exploit emerging technology to improve the performance of banking, payments, and mobile products. Key to success achieved has been gaining the buy-in of key decision makers, clients including Visa and Vodafone, and partners to business case developments and inspiring high-performance delivery teams to achieve win-win outcomes, yada, yada, yada. So I guess the cool part about this one is, first of all, I guess the copyright kind of hit me off guard. I didn't think about that one. And I don't know if it's true. I don't know how that one works, so I'm going to leave quiet. But I'm just thinking he is kind of using this one as a little bit of a resume boast, whereas like he's worked with things before like Visa. And that is that. I don't know if there's any connection to be made here through something good, but all right. Lund and L2, XRP Ripple is a scam. Yeah, right. it's a fun thing in my opinion that people very often claim that it's a scam and things like that. Be careful, the map is fan-made and speculative at most, yeah, because a lot of these connections might not really be true. The point is though that we know there are a lot of connections that are true, and with that, people often count it as a scam or say it's not possible for anything like this to happen. Well, there's no going back right now. There's so many connections already made, and it being a scam would be such a world scandal that I guess it's not even bad if you fell for it. It's like these one of these Wall Street guys, where they're just having a multi-billion-dollar company, and all of a sudden it turns out that they really didn't have the right fundamentals. There might have been millions of people who fell for it because, well, why would you not trust a multi-billion-dollar company that has, I guess just some of the most known advisors out there and just a lot of big banks supporting it possibly? It's not easy to get yourself to a multi-billion-dollar company and be a complete scam. It's not simple at all. And if you think, yeah, no, Ripple is good, but only XRP is a scam, that's in my opinion even more dumb. Because if XRP only were to be a scam, don't you think Ripple would just be burned into the ground a long time ago? It's not like these companies that are regulating these things or these organizations that are regulating don't know about XRP or haven't heard about it. Again, the bigger your company gets, Ripple is really trying to go quite big. If they wanted to just sell everything, they would have gone really, really slowly, really in the background. But no, they're in the forefront as can be. They are still promoting all their posts over on Twitter. They want to be known. They want to be heard. They're talking with all these regulators. As I just said earlier in the video, do you know the conferences that Brad Garlinghouse has gone to? He's sitting with some of the key players, the creme de la creme, the top guys of the world. And you think it could be a scam. Well, if it is, they got me, and I'm fully going to admit it. All right, there's no way I'm thinking that it's a scam at all. Is the chart or is this thing correct? I don't know, but who cares? It's about the idea. Historic XRP has said over on Twitter just now, so Psychic said a partnership announcement is what sets everything off for XRP. Kendra Hill said millions of people will be buying XRP after the Amazon partnership is announced. There's a quiet partnership via Amazon Pay and WorldPay Ripple partner. So is it Amazon? Well, again, I don't think there's anything to see right here. I don't think there's any real connections being made in that way, shape, or form. But I'll be talking about this a little bit later today, as I do think it can be some interesting speculative little piece for fun. So I'll definitely be covering that if we do make another video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, though. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. I had another tweet open. It was about VeChain, but I guess we'll get into that later today as well. Take care, everybody. Have a very nice day, and enjoy your new week that has just begun.